Exactly 1 month ago, when a 46-year-old black man by the name George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis, Minnesota during an arrest for allegedly using a counterfeit bill. A white police officer knelt on Floyd's neck for about 9 minutes while he was handcuffed and face down. Now, Floyd repeatedly kept on saying, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe." Floyd's death has triggered demonstrations and protests in over 2,000 states in the U.S. and around the world against police brutality, police racism, and lack of police accountability. Now we're here today as the Gambian community led by Mr. Madi Jabate is here at the American Embassy at the Caraba Avenue Road to also protest against police brutality and also with a statement, Black Lives Matter.
What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? And do we want it? Not the police brutality. Not the police brutality. Stand on to police brutality. Our police are listening. Stand on to police brutality. Stand on to police brutality.
It's not an issue that is just erupting today because of George Floyd or Mohamed Lamin Sise. But when you consider slavery, when you consider colonialism, I mean, when you consider even in Africa since independence, the incidents of black people being killed, even by their own governments, you know, across Africa itself, it requires that the time has come for all Africans to stand up to demand that we enjoy freedom, equality, and justice.
And what do you hope to achieve at the end of the day? Do you hope that they hear what you are saying and something being done at the end of it?
Well, as you can see, Black Lives Matter, when it first emerged in the United States, they were vilified. Black people were protesting. We recall a sportsman called Colin Kaepernick who took a knee, and he was vilified for standing for Black Lives Matter. The group itself was said to be the movement, a criminal, racist or terroristic group. But today, you know, one can see, you know, in the corridors of power, whether it's in America itself or Europe or in Africa and outside, everybody is now claiming Black Lives Matter. So what we are doing here today is a validation of that, the justification of that message, that movement that has spread here, that has spread across the world. So what we hope to achieve is to add value to that message, to that movement, to the protection of our lives as African people. And so we are here today, which we will send a petition to the U.S. government to demand an end to racism, institutionalized racism in the United States, and certainly that includes to stop police brutality, you know, against black people in America. So that is what we are here for.
So as you can see, as it was done in other parts of the world, there has been protests that were done outside the American Embassy of various countries. So we have not just Gambians out here, but also citizens of America. So let's see what this young lady has to say. Hello.
Hello there.
You're here for the protest. What does it mean to you?
It just means that we should all be standing up and saying this is wrong. It's got to stop. We've got to start talking. We've got to start change in the world.
What do you hope to achieve at the end of it?
I don't know what. I'm here to show solidarity and hope that we can dialogue and things can change.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So we move on to other people and see what they have to say. Hello, hi, how are you?
Good.
What's your name?
Nasise.
What does this mean to you today?
It means protesting against anti-blackness for me, and more importantly, police brutality.
Are you an American citizen? Or?
I am a Gambian citizen.
Gambia.
Yes.
What do you hope to achieve when all this is over?
I think white supremacy is an issue everywhere in the world. I think in Gambia too. I think it's time to name it and for black people to have the rights and the justice that they deserve. I think it's been too long.
Thank you. So just as you heard it from all the people that we've spoken to so far, they are all here for one goal, which is for Black Lives to matter, for supremacy of white people to just stop, and then for there to be equal treatment regardless of your race, whether it's black or white. So I'm seeing another young lady here. Black Lives Matter. Okay, black is my skin color. Oh, skin more. Okay. Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
What's your name?
Rose Mendy.
Rose. So why are you here today?
Well, I'm here as a black lady. I'm representing myself and any other black person out there who couldn't make it to this event today.
And what does it mean to you?
It means everything to me. The fact that it's black, so I'm just here to show them that we really matter, and it's high time they see that. I want them to know that we are not invisible. We are visible people and they need to see us. It's high time they know that we are here and we matter a lot.
Thank you very much. Your name?
My name is Nancy Jallo.
You're an American citizen?
I am Gambian.
Gambian? Okay. You have an American accent.
I lived in America for 17 years.
Okay. So what does today's event mean to you?
I think Black Lives Matter is pretty much self-explanatory. People in the U.S. have been fighting for equality for centuries. And this fight is extremely important to us Africans because we're talking about people who look like us. The reason why I'm here today at the embassy is to tell them if the United States government does not believe or think people who look like me have a right to exist or their lives are valued, then what are they doing here? If you don't respect your own citizens, what...
Now a little delegation led by Mr. Madi Jibate is being escorted to the American embassy to deliver the petition. As we can see right now, a representative from the American embassy has just came.
I think Madi will speak.
So I want to recognize all who have come out today to protest, and I want to recognize those who have organized this activity. In vibrant democracies, protests are a very important part of that, along with dialogue and peaceful protests and discussion. I want to note that acts of racism are absolutely contrary to the ideals on which the United States was founded. And we know that the United States is not perfect, but we strive to be more perfect. It is so important that we have difficult conversations about this topic, and we, the United States, commit ourselves to standing up for injustice. We are a nation united on the concept of liberty and justice for all, and there is much to be done to bring about complete equality. But we look forward to both working together within the United States and also with our partners, those in the Gambia, and we look forward to continuing this dialogue and discussion. And thank you for engaging with us on this very important topic.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Can you please tell us your name? Can you tell us who you are?
My name is Shelley Seaver, and I'm the Deputy Chief of Mission at the U.S. Embassy in the Gambia.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Which began many centuries ago. The U.S. was based and built on the backs of black people, on the backs of slavery, on the backs of injustice. It's been centuries, and black people around the globe have had to deal with systemic racism. We're calling on the U.S. Embassy and the U.S. government as a whole to end racial injustice against black people, to end police brutality, which is systemic and endemic as part of the U.S. history and as part of the U.S. culture. As black people in the Gambia here, we are naming it. We are naming it for what it is. We have a few demands, 7, which I will list. The first one is to release the police videos on the shooting of Modu Lamin Sise, who was killed in Gwinnett County in Georgia. To conduct thorough investigation of all incidents of police brutality against blacks in the United States and ensure full justice and accountability. To conduct constitutional, legal, and institutional reforms to weed out and end cultural racism, and to actively criminalize racism in all forms. page 3. To reform policing methods to orient law enforcement officers towards non-violent policing methods and educate them about human rights. To reform American education system to fully introduce African and African American history to highlight the contribution of Africans to world civilization and the building of the United States of America. To provide reparations for African Americans with direct and huge investments in the provision of services, facilities, and opportunities for their social, economic, and cultural development. Uphold and practice democratic values and protect the human rights and dignities of all. Thank you.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter! Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much for this information. And I thank you very much for your work.
I hope it follows with action. As you can see, that's a presentation that has been done, the petition presentation to the Deputy Chief Commissioner of the American Embassy here in Banjul.